Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the weekly top 5 presented by the Weekly Loot. It's our first ever edition today. We're going to be coming to you every Saturday at 8 p.m. So check us out. This is a show about we discuss our top 5s and pretty much anything we feel like talking about. We're going to try to stay to geek stuff, but you never know. We might just vary off once we get tired of all the other stuff. You never know. Anyways, I'm your host for this show, Matt Urey. I've also got the host of the Weekly Loot podcast.
Hey, that's me.
And co-founder of the Weekly Loot, Anthony Williams, with me.
Yeah. Hey.
And we've also got our resident video game analysis of the Weekly Loot, Dusty, a.k.a. the Comic Book Junkie, a.k.a. Money.
Wow.
a.k.a.
He's going to steal your girl.
I'm the Apollo Creed of nicknames.
He's also known by the ladies as the Flash. We'll tell you that story later. But anyways, guys, this week we're going to be discussing our top 5 comic book series of all time.
I love comic books.
Yes. Now, the way the show works is we're going to do our top 5s. We're going to start at the bottom at number 5, work our way up to number 1. Just a quick thing. This is just our own personal opinions. We're not saying this is the greatest comics ever. Just
yes.
in our personal minds, we think this is the best. You know, just for whatever reason, we love them.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and get started. Let's start with Anthony.
Me?
Yeah.
Why?
What's your number 5 greatest comic book series of all time and why?
Okay. This is probably like the first comics I've ever read was X-Men from the 90s series, where it first came out in the 90s. It came out October 1991. It ran until June 2001. And it was renamed a few times, like the New X-Men and just a bunch of different names.
Yeah, it's getting real crazy.
Yeah, it did. But it had a total of 300 comics, I think. Doesn't sound right, actually, now that I'm saying it out loud, but...
Yeah, it didn't have as many, man.
But it had some really good series, like number 25 was Wolverine losing his adamantium skeleton because Magneto just tore it out of his body.
Yeah, part of the Fatal Attractions.
Is that what it was?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Fatal Attractions. It actually spread across. I can't remember what all it spread across. There was like 5 or 6 different series that spread across.
Yeah, because you got a few of those.
Yeah, I've got the Uncanny X-Men version of it, but mine doesn't have the cool. You actually got the one you're talking about. Actually has the one where it actually shows
I guess
Wolverine actually getting ripped out.
I think that was the end of the storyline or something like that.
Mine's more just like they're fighting. I think it's just not. It's not. I was really let down by it. I thought it was gonna be something cool,
But yeah, that was probably one of my favorite comics growing up was X-Men.
That's interesting. I do like that series. That's a pretty cool series.
That's what I'm collecting right now.
Let's go over to Comic Book Junkie. Let's see how real it is. What's your number 5?
I'm going to hit you guys with both a haymaker.
Oh God.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh man.
Sonic the Hedgehog was the first comic book series I ever dove into. It was the first comic book series I ever started collecting. I started off in the late 20s. The earliest issue of Sonic the Hedgehog I have is like issue 19. Would like to get some of the earlier ones and stuff like that. From what I understand, the early Sonic comics, it really didn't pick up. There is one issue I want really bad because you can pick these up pretty cheap, even the rare ones. I want Sonic versus Mecha Sonic. It's one of the $30 issues for Sonic. From what I understand, they're like $250 plus right now on the Sonic comics. I ended around about the 60s and 70s issues, but that was mostly because I couldn't find them. I still do collect them if I can find them. My favorite issue was issue 50 with the gold cover where Sonic ends Robotnik's reign. I don't know if he ever did come back. I can't really remember. It's been so long since I actually read him. I just remember that particular issue because after that one, Sonic is basically a bad guy in a little run after that, and it was really interesting. And on a side note, I would like to add Knuckles into that because Knuckles did branch off from Sonic the Hedgehog comics as well, and plus the video games and all that good stuff. But the Knuckles comics weren't bad. They had a mini series, which I don't think we can count. But Knuckles, the Dark Legion, was pretty good, and not to mention after that he got his own main series.
Yeah, I like that. I like the curveballs. You never really know your friends until you start making them list their favorites, and you're like, really?
I like Sonic the Hedgehog too.
Been pretty surprised by that. I guess my number 5 is probably the original run of Batman.
That's cool.
Probably. I went back and forth with Batman and Superman, and I think the reason I picked Batman is just because of his villains. I really love his villains. That'd be a hard series to collect. I wanted to collect the original Batman run, but that'd be hard to get hold of all them.
Good luck, man.
Not the Detective Comics. I know those are out of reach. Those are out of reach. But just the original Batman Volume 1 would be kind of cool.
Actually, speaking of
Get
which,
your hands on.
I heard the Rebirth that DC did is awesome. I wish I had got my hands on some of the Rebirth comics.
Oh, I'm sure you still can.
Yeah,
The
you
good thing
can.
about comics these days is they're really mass produced. They're not like the old days.
Oh,
Now they're just everywhere.
it's the variant covers that you got to watch.
Yeah, variant covers. They're kind of. I guess they're kind of answer for that, like for the real diehard fans. But yeah, what you said, DC Rebirth. That's really cool stuff. I watched a thing about the Suicide Squad DC Rebirth, and actually I think Jim Lee I think is actually drawing it.
Oh, really?
Which is pretty rare.
Yeah.
So that'd be kind of cool to get your hands on. Looks really cool.
Jim Lee drew the 90s X-Men, too.
Did he?
Yeah.
That's cool. Let's move on here. Let's go back. Let's switch gears and go to Dusty on this one.
Uh-oh.
What's your number 4, Dusty? Working our way up here.
Well, I wish we could count miniseries, but we can't. I have to go with Ghost Rider.
Really?
Ghost
Original
Rider.
run?
The original. Well, I'm not just going to say the original. I'm just going to say the Ghost Rider series in general. All
Well,
of
you
the
have
original
the
run
first,
all the
you
way.
have Ghost Rider number 1 though.
I have the original number 1 and the original number 3.
Well, see, that's a good foundation to start building a collection towards.
Oh yeah.
It'd be hard not to. If I had that, it'd be hard not for me to go. towards
Also,
the comic series.
I had the run during, I believe it was anywhere from 04 to 2006. That run, I have the 1st, 2nd, 4th, 8th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th issues of that run as well.
Now, talking about Ghost Rider, would you ever go back and get like his first appearance?
Like Amazing Fantasies?
Yes.
If I could afford it.
I think his first appearance was Marvel Knights.
No, Marvel Presents or Marvel Series.
Yeah, it's
I know
something
what
like
you're talking about. It wasn't Amazing Fantasy. My bad.
Yeah.
My bad. Yeah, you're right.
Do you ever think about getting that? I don't think. I think I've looked it up before. It's not like outrageously. Like if you had some cash laying there, you probably get your hands on it.
I mean, yeah, if I could get
Which
my
number
hands
one's
on it,
cool.
yeah.
I mean, the number one's worth some money. It's first appearance of Son of Satan, which is really cool.
Yeah.
That's one of the big villains. I mean,
Yeah.
Son of Satan's pretty hard to come by. Well, let's switch over here. Anthony, what you got for number 4?
Number 4, I got Walking Dead.
Walking
I have to
Dead.
have Walking Dead on there. It was maybe Robert Kirkman. Came out October 2003. The whole entire series is black and white, except for like the cover, which is pretty cool. But if you read the very first issue, the first page or two is talking about how he put a lot of effort into this comic, and he was. It follows Rick, is what it just plainly says. It's going to follow Rick, so you know Rick's not going to die in the comic unless they do like a switch over and it follows Carl or something like that.
I will say, not to cut you off or anything, but I did just finish reading my Compendium 3, which ends. I've read issues 1 through 144.
Yeah.
And holy crap. Not going to give any spoilers out, but that whole run is pretty impressive.
Oh yeah, it gets better. Walking Dead's one of those rare comics. It almost gets better as it goes.
Oh yeah,
You know, like you almost want to start like issue 100 and start going there. Just jump right to Negan and just start going.
yeah. 'Cause that's the issue.
It's interesting you brought that up. I just watched the interview with Robert Kirkman on Geeking Out. Which is it's an alright show.
You told me it sucked earlier.
It does suck, but they've got some cool interviews on there. They interviewed him, and he actually talked about how he knows how The Walking Dead's going to end. Like he knows already how it's going to end.
Really?
And
I don't like that.
the way he talked is he'd rather not tell anybody. Like he wants to do it in the comics. Like he wants to be the first one to do it. Like he's real staying straight true to the comics. Like he doesn't want to do. He doesn't want the show to have all the glory. Like he's really big fan of comics. And
Sorry.
another thing that I saw they talked about, and you might not know this, is pretty cool. On Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back, when they're in the comic book store, one of the guys is sitting there reading a comic called Battle Pope, and that was Robert Kirkman's first comic.
Oh really?
So
Wow, that's
pretty cool little connection there.
There's a if you watch, I think it was this last season, Carl and Eden, is that her name? They're out in the woods and he's reading a comic book. The comic book he's reading is Invincible. And that was from, was it Image or? Yeah, it's
Ain't
Image.
that the one with they made a movie of it with Bruce Willis? It's Unbreakable. But wasn't it based off Invincible?
I don't think so.
I mean,
it might be. It'd be a weird
No,
connection.
Unbreakable is based off a comic. I did not know that for a long time until I got bored and watched one of the extras on the movie at the time when I had the movie.
Yeah.
So it's actually based, because they even hint at it where like the comic book shop with Mr. Glass.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Invincible was, I'm not sure on that, don't quote me on it. But what I was going to say is I'm waiting on the series They have that one filler episode where they really screw with the fans and they make them think that aliens caused it.
Okay, I was about to say that. Yeah.
Yeah, because what was it, Kirkman? That's how he got it deposed through.
Because he said the aliens were the ones that caused the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, and he had no intentions of ever putting them in there.
Yeah.
Have you seen the panels where he actually drew it like in a joke?
Yeah, I've seen that.
So
That was my number 4.
we're on to number 4s. My number 4 is Fantastic Four. The original run, Fantastic Four.
Cool.
I'm a huge Fantastic Four fan. Fantastic Four was one of the big things that Marvel had going for them. Probably before Spider-Man, if I remember right. That was their big thing. Fantastic
They're
Four.
the first Marvel family.
Yeah, and I mean, they're just. The volume 1's just an awesome read, man. Just start to finish. You got so many first appearances. Just all these great villains and all these great Galactus. First time you see Galactus in Fantastic Four. I love Fantastic Four. A lot of people. I remember you used to give me stuff about playing Fantastic Four.
It's not a huge fan.
I like Johnny Storm.
A lot of people are big fans of Fantastic Four. I guess if you read Fantastic Four, it was kind of during that period where it's still kind of corny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they were still trying to be corny like DC.
The movies did that series no favors.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still waiting for a decent Fantastic Four movie.
I thought this last one might have been.
The last one actually makes the old ones look alright.
yeah, that's bad. It's like you watch that one, you're like, whoa. Let's go back to,
Let's go back the old way.
I like Jessica Alba.
Let's go back the old days here.
That drew me in as a kid. It was just Galvin.
Yeah. All right, let's go over here to Anthony. Anthony, what's your number 3?
Number 3 is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Really?
Yeah.
For a comic book.
Yeah, well, it's cool. Eastman and Lard made it in 1984 and it ran to 2010. But 2009, it was sold to Viacom.
Mm-hmm.
It spawned off 4 TV shows,
Dang.
6 films, and tons of games.
Dang.
You know they were originally meant to be rabbits.
Really?
Yeah, they were, the Ninja Turtle run, the first they were actually going to do them as rabbits. And that's one of the reasons why there's a character in the Turtles.
I can't think of his name right off the bat.
The rabbit,
Yeah.
he was that's pretty much how they he was pretty much like a Easter egg of that.
Oh, really?
To an extent. But yeah, the original idea was to make them rabbits, not turtles.
Yeah, there's a lot of little things about rabbits when you look back on like the first movie. Remember they're watching I think like Bugs Bunny or something.
Oh, it was like
remember he's like Ninja kick that damn rabbit.
Yeah.
Like so it kind of makes sense now. Kind of you see all these kind of innuendos now.
You let him know about that.
No, I connect it. That's a cool point. What's your number 3?
My number 3 is a tie between Walking Dead, which we already covered, and Spawn. I mean, you can't go wrong with Spawn. I'm not even going to talk about The Walking Dead because we covered that with Anthony. But Spawn, man, I actually got introduced to Spawn with the movie first. I didn't read the comic first. Did not know Spawn was a comic book character until I accidentally stumbled across a comic.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, when you look back on Spawn, we were kind of young when Spawn came out.
We
I
were.
think we were like in grade school.
Yeah.
So I never think some of the cool kids had it. We were like, "What's this? We're not supposed to watch this."
I think my second introduction was Spawn was when I actually came across your action figure, which I think is still buried somewhere at my house.
Oh yeah. I've actually told the story on one of the podcasts. I don't remember which one it was. I've actually told the story of what we did with our Spawn figures and stuff.
Yeah.
We used to wrestle.
He had a bad knee. We took a paperclip and fixed it.
I did tell Anthony about the Spider-Man that kind of. I don't think I said the name on air. Yeah, I didn't say it on air, but it was just, looking back on it now as kids, I don't know what was wrong with us. We were very messed up. Oh, man, that's a story for another time.
I haven't thought about that character. I wish we need to get Flash out and redo all that. That stuff's funny as an adult.
Just video it and watch it back do it again.
But man,
I remember we were playing so hard with our characters that my Spawn's leg fell off.
Yeah.
I remember we were just like, we'll fix this. We got like a paper clip and tie it back together. And he had that one dangly leg the whole time.
And we'd have like the other characters like attack it in the ring.
Yeah, we'd be
like, get it.
Yeah, we'd be faking. He's like, when I get back, I'm gonna beat everybody. I think your big guy was like Nick Fury.
Yeah. But I gotta talk like Spawn in terms of power is what does it for me. He is by far one of the top tier characters.
Oh, yes.
He's
got the whole power of hell behind him.
I mean, he's fought God and Satan and won, then recreated the whole universe in his image.
Yeah.
That's a win. That's a win.
Well, I guess they just dropped the mic after that.
I would really like to pose some matchups for Spawn, but I'm not going to get into that here. I really don't know what else to say about Spawn. like I will say this, I'm not that deep into his comics. This is actually one series that I'm trying to currently collect because I want to know more about him, and plus you ain't got to worry about the series running off too hard.
Oh yeah.
I heard there are like a few spin-offs like Spawn, The Dark Ages, and stuff like that, but
his artwork is just gorgeous.
Yeah.
All of his comics. And Spawn's just a cool character to draw.
not to mention
I mean-
I really want to own the HBO animated series. I think it was HBO, right?
I've
Yeah,
seen a
it
couple.
was.
I've seen a couple shows of that.
Was it good?
It's,
I never
it's
seen it.
decent. It's decent.
I heard it's one of the greatest animated shows. to come
That's
out.
what I heard too.
Yeah.
It's decent. I didn't really. I didn't watch a lot of it. I didn't watch a couple episodes.
Once I get a chance, I'm going to try to own that series as well.
It's a lot easier nowadays. You just order stuff on eBay. You
Amazon,
just order stuff on eBay.
Amazon.
Yeah. My number 3, guys, is it's another weird one. I like a lot of weird characters. Mine's Green Lantern. Green Lantern. Part of this first run. I love Green Lantern. I don't know why.
We got a shirt on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always wearing Green Lantern stuff. It's I don't know, man. Probably the only DC character I actually enjoy.
I can see that.
I mean, you know, like I respect Batman and Superman. That's about it. I don't really respect but I just don't love him like I love Green Lantern. Like, I love Green Lantern. I love Parallax, man. I love all of his. I mean, Sinestro. Yeah, I mean, just all of them are just cool to me.
How'd you feel about the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie?
I didn't hate it, man, but I'm a Green Lantern fan. So I mean, you know, it's hard for me. You know, like anytime it's Green Lantern and Ryan Reynolds, I'm like, yes.
I love the line in Deadpool where he's like, "It don't make the costume green or CGI."
Yeah, so that's number 3. Before we move on, I just want to do a quick thing here. Just want to talk real fast about the Weekly podcast. It comes on Fridays at 8 p.m. Anthony's the host of it.
Yeah,
He's about, 20-some episodes into it right now?
24, I think, is the next one.
It's a pretty good podcast, guys. We basically discuss all the new happenings in pretty much all geek entertainment, movies, comics, games, whatever's out and about. We just did a special edition of The Walking Dead Season 7.
Did.
You got pretty good reaction from that. I think a lot of people
So, yeah.
A lot of people liked it. So if you guys are, bored on Friday night, check that out. Be pretty cool. So let's move on. Let's go Dusty on this one. Dusty, what's your number 2? We're getting close to the top there.
Number 2, I actually already kind of hinted at it in yours. It's Deadpool.
Deadpool.
I
Now,
absolutely.
is that before this movie? Like, were you a Deadpool fan before the movie, or?
I already owned a few Deadpool comics. The movie definitely pulled me in a little bit more,
Oh, yeah,
but
a lot of people.
I liked Deadpool before the movie. I really liked the humor in the comics. The thing is, with a Deadpool comic, you don't necessarily have to be completely involved in the story arc to enjoy the comic. You can literally pick up almost any Deadpool comic and be like, "Ha, this is pretty good."
Oh yeah, it's just a fun ride. It's just
Yeah.
a fun ride comic.
And it's the jokes, it's the humor. Like, one of the latest ones I read was a Deadpool Galactus team up. And I'll tell you right now, I did not expect to be that entertained by this comic, but it is priceless.
Oh yeah. I like how he just pokes fun at people. And I think that's what makes him so appealing. He just kind of gets in there and just pokes fun at the stuff that you love.
Oh man, like here, I won't go into it too much, but there's one panel in the comic that's really funny. Deadpool can't find no work, and he's calling up all these supervillains like Doctor Doom, Magneto, Thanos, somebody else, Mephisto, and they're all like, no, you're not on my level. I can do it myself and all stuff. And at the very last one, he ends up calling Iron Man, and Iron Man's like, I'm a good guy, right? Deadpool's like, oh, I'm sorry, wrong number.
That's right.
And then he's looking through an ad, and he finds Harold needed, and just say my name, Galactus. And he's like, Galactus? All of a sudden, he gets like pulled straight up from his living room in his bathrobe and everything. It's really funny.
Yeah, I love Deadpool. Yeah, I mean, Deadpool's one. I mean, it's just when you think about how. Let's take New Mutants 98 for example, which Dusty got really lucky on. Let's take for example. I mean, before the movie, I mean, you could have got 98 through. I mean, it was still a pretty popular book, but it wasn't not as like it is now.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's just such a hot book to get a hold of. I mean, there's plenty of copies because you can find them all over eBay. So it's not like it's real rare. It's just everybody wants it.
You know,
So it's just really cool.
You know what I love sometimes about comic shops and game shops is sometimes they don't want to hire somebody that actually is really into the stuff. They just want to hire a good salesman. And New Mutants 98, well, let's just say this is one of those times where I got really lucky where the salesman had no idea. I was digging through just one of the random boxes and came across it, and I glanced at it at first. I was like, no. Looked at it again. I'm like, what? And walked up to the counter, and I was like, hey, I found this in that box back there. And he's just like, all right, $5. It took everything I had not to crack a grin, anything. I had to hold a straight face. I was like, I can't let on that this is a valuable comic.
Oh, yeah, that's a play it cool moment right there. It was like, play it cool, man.
Just don't tell it.
You almost wanted to borrow $3. That'd been awesome. He'd be like, sure. I'd be like, oh my God, I'd probably punch in the face.
God, man. You
That's
have
sad. That's why I had to misplace that.
that.
Somebody had to put that in the wrong, or they didn't know they had it.
It's one of those moments where like you realize that people they need to hire people that actually know the material because literally I paid $5 for the condition that it's in. I guarantee you it's at least has to be around a 5.0 grade, and that's me being generous. There's only one slight problem with it, and that's the bottom corner is kind of bent. But in all honesty, if I really wanted to, I could probably press that out.
Right.
It really has no problems with it.
That's the cool thing. But sometimes comic book shops work the other direction. Sometimes you go into them and they've got comics just way overpriced.
Oh yeah, dude.
And you're just like, man, I can get that freaking CGC graded 9.8 for half what you're asking.
Yeah.
And it's like you said. I think a lot of people that work in comic book shops or own comic book shops even just don't really know the stuff they're selling.
Man, I've walked into so many. Because I retro game. I love to buy retro games. Those people, I guarantee you, after a certain point of so many times me coming in there, I think they might hate me because they're trying to make a profit, but at the same time, when they're asking a ridiculous price, I just go pull up my smartphone and I'm like, here's the actual price.
Yeah.
So
I think I was there for when you did that.
Yeah, I've done that, and you just see the look on their face like, oh, it's one of these assholes.
Before we get to Anthony's number 2,
Yeah.
I want to do something. This is a segment that we used to do a lot. It's a pretty fun segment.
Mm-hmm.
We've kind of died down from now, but I like to kind of see what we did. This segment I really love this segment. It's called Anthony's Neat Stuff.
Yeah.
What it is, Anthony has just scoured the globe. He's come across all kinds of neat stuff in his travels. And he just likes to share with people. So
He's a level 5 traveler.
yeah. So let's just see what he's going to pull out of his bag today. Anthony, what do you got?
What?
What? You got a bag full of goodies over there. No,
okay.
Not even anything else.
Ah.
What kind of good stuff you got for us today?
Today it's a series that's on Netflix. You have to have Netflix to get it, which ain't that big of a deal because everybody's got Netflix anymore.
Yeah, I got
But,
Netflix.
I just randomly ran across this one evening. I think I just finished watching Luke Cage on Netflix, and the show popped up, and it was called Glitch. And I read a little bit about it, and it said people come back from the dead, and basically they're trying to figure out why they came back from the dead. It's only got 6 episodes right now, but it ends on a cliffhanger, and it's a pretty good cliffhanger, and it makes you want to keep watching it. Because I wanted to watch episode 7 or something like that, and I was like, oh, that's the end of the season. So it's filmed.
That's all you got.
It's filmed in Australia, and people just come back to life, and they're basically from different time frames. Like one of them was during World War I believe, and it's cool.
There's been a lot of reincarnation shows out there. There used to be one on I can't remember, ABC or something. That was kind of cool, but it didn't last long. But sticking with you, man, let's go. What's your number 2?
My number 2, you guys will probably make fun of me for it.
Yes.
Is Ultimate Spider-Man.
Boo.
Spider-Man. It was basically just a reboot of Spider-Man, and reading comics, I was just jumping right into Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. I didn't quite know exactly what he was going through when he was younger and everything, but it starts fresh, and I was a big Spider-Man fan at the time when it came out, which was October 2000, something like that. It had 200 issues, roundabout.
Yeah, that'd get a pretty good run.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it wasn't real far off from the actual series, not like X-Men was or anything like that, but I liked it.
Let me start Ultimate X-Men.
I wouldn't miss one.
Ultimate Spider-Man I would like to say, he wasn't bit by a radioactive spider. He was bit by a genetically altered spider, which I actually like too.
Yeah, a lot of the movies are kind of based off the Ultimate series there for a while. I did like Ultimate Spider-Man. I think I jumped in right about like 100. Maybe like the 90s, 100. I think I got right into the Clone Saga. I think it was getting ready to boot up.
Oh, yeah. I
got Ultimate Fantastic Four.
think that was Ultimate Spider-Man 100.
I'll be honest, with the Ultimate series of Spider-Man, the moment I found out that I missed on like the first 59 issues, I was a little upset. My dad got me all the Ultimate Spider-Mans I ever had. They're really spotty, but I started around 60.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I think I ran across it. It was like a mixture. It was a magazine. It was Ultimate X-Men, Ultimate Spider-Man. And you could read like the newest issues of each one. And then I found that out. I just went ahead and started buying the comics. But I don't remember when I started.
I'm the opposite on my number 2. My number 2 is The Amazing Spider-Man, Volume 1. I mean, if you're a Spider-Man fan, that series is the holy grail, man. Really? I think it had about 440 some issues. just a big, bulky series. It's got all kinds of stuff, man. I mean, it's got everything you ever wanted. First appearances of everybody. Sandman, Vulture, Electro. I mean, just everybody. You name it, that's on there. First appearance of Venom suit. I mean, just anything you think of. Death of Gwen Stacy. I mean, you can go
first
on and on
appearance of
about
the Venom suit was not in Amazing Spider-Man. It was in issue 7 or 8 of Secret Wars.
Not
miniseries.
the one where he wears it.
Don't believe it. Still, don't think it was in Amazing Spider-Man.
Go check that out. But anyways, it's got everything you'd ever want in there. I mean, just all the great storylines started there. To me, that's like that's Marvel's big thing. That's what made them the powerhouse they are.
Right.
People love Spider-Man, and I've collected a couple of them. I'll probably start collecting them a little bit more. Just that'd be a cool series to have everything in.
Yeah.
I will say, if it's not Amazing Spider-Man, I think it's Sensational Spider-Man. But I think the first appearance of the black suit in the Amazing Spider-Man was issue 300. There's a big I see it all the time in my comic book post, my group I'm in on Facebook. It's issue like 300. It has him like jumping through a little circle and it has 300 everywhere. It looks. This is a comic I'm definitely going to get one day.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, if you're going to collect Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, you got to grab a couple of them.
Oh yeah.
I mean, even if you don't want to get those series, you got to get those first appearances, man.
Yeah.
Which aren't really bad. I think I've looked them up. You get the first. You get issue 2 and 3 and 4. I mean, it's not super affordable. About $400 or $500, but you can get you a pretty decent copy for about $400 or $500, which in comic book days is not bad. When you're talking comics are jumping up there. Like first appearance of Wolverine graded is going to you ain't rich, you ain't getting it. Let's just face it.
Yeah.
But let's get into our number ones, man. I'm pretty excited to see what we got here. Let's go with Dusty on this one. Dusty, what's your all-time number one favorite comic series of all time? The Holy Grail to you.
The Amazing Spider-Man.
Amazing Spider-Man.
Which is also tied with the Sensational Spider-Man. I like both
Both
those
equally
runs.
good. Both equally good.
So far, my favorite run in both of them has been Spider-Man Back in Black. That was literally one of my favorite runs. I did like the Civil War run, too. That was when I got back into comics, and of course I went right after Spider-Man. I got all the Civil War series 1 through 7, but I also collected the Spider-Man runoff from Civil War. I like the Iron Spider suit. I would really wish they would bring that back in some form because I really like the arachnid legs and the things that allowed Parker to do. Thought it amped him up. I thought it amped him up a tier or two. I would put probably that suit as his number 2 suit, greatest suit he's ever had. Of course, the symbiote being number 1 because of the increase of everything.
Oh, yeah.
And on top of that, and to be honest, the comic I really want when it comes to this Amazing Spider-Man is the issue where he takes down the Hulk with the black suit.
Awesome.
I think if I had to pick an issue with Amazing Spider-Man, I think I'd have to go with either Death of Gwen Stacy. I think that's just such an iconic moment in the Amazing Spider-Man storyline. Either that or I think the one where he gets, I don't remember what it's about, but the cover of it's like him getting married. I don't know if you've seen it.
Oh, yeah. Is it the alternate they did for
I think so, yeah. It would just be cool, man. I mean, there's just, to me, that's the ones you get for it. Gwen Stacy would be awesome. I think it's like 121 or something, maybe. I can't remember the exact number, but that'd be the one I would go out there and buy. If I saw that, I'd be like, I'm buying this.
I will say I do like Spider-Gwen and stuff like that. I haven't really read those series. I like the ideas. But my God, can some people please stay dead?
No, guys.
Yeah, Death of Gwen Stacy that's iconic, man. That's hardcore. All right, Anthony.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready, but what is your
It's not going to be
number
a
one
surprise to anybody.
all-time favorite comic series?
Can you guess it?
The
Well, besides looking at the paper.
This is your Ark of the Covenant.
Uncanny X-Men
You're
Volume
Indiana
1.
Jones. What?
Uncanny X-Men. Everybody loves Uncanny X-Men.
You right there.
Is that yours too?
Yeah.
Came out in September 1963. It was made by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby.
Yep.
It spawned 12 other X-books.
Yep.
There was some great storylines in there, like the Phoenix Saga, Days of Future Past, everything that the movies are ruining right now. But if you want to read the actual stories, read Uncanny X-Men, like that entire series. At the number...
You gotta tell me about it.
Huh?
I'm 100% agreeing with you.
Oh, right.
Uncanny X-Men is just the greatest series.
Is that your number one, too?
Oh, God, yeah, man. I remember my first introduction to X-Men. I don't know what yours was. I remember I was going with my parents when I was real young to Pizza Hut. And you bought a pizza, and they gave you like a VHS of X-Men. And I was like, what the crap's this?
Yeah.
They were just sticking it in there, and I just could not take my eyes off of it. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. This is the cool. This is the time when you're used to like, just like the real kiddish cartoons,
Oh, yeah.
And now you're just like, oh my God, this is some serious stuff. So once I learned what a comic was, I was like, oh my God, and I started reading them. And I do have a pretty good start of Uncanny X-Men. But about 60 comics right now.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, 500. But yeah, man. I mean, that's just what can you say about it, man? I mean, all the iconic Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
The Phoenix Saga. I mean, the Phoenix Saga by itself would be awesome.
Yeah.
And this was back in the time when comic series it wasn't like 8 issues. You had like 2 issues. That's it.
I have to say, my first run-in with the X-Men comic actually led me to my favorite mutant, which in another podcast I wasn't really thinking. I just kind of said Wolverine because Wolverine is one of my favorite mutants. But my favorite mutant is Magneto. It always will be. The first comic I ever read, I was over at my dad's friends and whatever, and I was bored. I was a little kid, and they gave me a comic to entertain me. And the comic was the issue where Magneto rips Wolverine's adamantium skeleton off. And that's what pulled me into the X-Men. And also, I think that's what sealed the deal and made Magneto one of my favorite characters.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about this the other night. We were saying, you said something about Magneto, and he's awesome in the cartoon series.
Man,
He's awesome even in the comic. I mean,
oh yeah,
I've had fanboy rage issues over Magneto before. The one I can really think of right off the top of my head was when Avengers versus X-Men. It was one of the Versus comics or whatever. It wasn't really. It was just them fighting. It was Magneto versus Iron Man, and Iron Man pretty much wins that.
That doesn't make sense though.
Well, he did something to his armor to mess with Magneto's magnetism. He reversed the polarity in his suit. But I was there. I was like, man, fuck Tony Stark.
I feel like whoever wrote that comic was just a big Tony Stark fan.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Magneto, if he focused hard enough, can throw the Earth off its axis and just move the planet around like its own personal spaceship.
I think I mentioned this in the podcast once. That was a story they never done. I read it in Wizard magazine, and the only person that could turn it back was Storm. But when she done it, she killed herself, and they didn't want to kill off Storm at that time.
One of my most cherished Uncanny X-Men issues is X-Men Uncanny X-Men number 200, The Trial of Magneto. Man, just they've got him in chains. They're trying him for all these crimes he's done, and it's just a cool thing because he actually discusses why he does. It's just really cool to get into his mind and see why he does it because he's not a bad guy, man. He just he's tired of mutant persecution.
It's all about perspective with Magneto. It's easy to relate to him. It's also easy to be like, well, you're wrong. But I will say this: Magneto. I have one of my most prized comics is a Magneto comic. It's called Magneto Rex, issue number 1. I have it signed, and I have a certificate of authenticity for it. The biggest shame with that whole comic is I can't read it because I have it sealed.
Oh, man.
I've never got to read it, but the cover is beyond epic. It has Magneto sitting on like a throne. It has Rogue and Quicksilver in behind him, and he just looks like a boss. I actually have a hero click that literally is the exact same thing as the cover.
Yeah. I think we all had that hero click.
Yeah, the hero click with him sitting on the throne. Yeah, that's the one I have sitting with the comic in my my nerd cave.
I took that Magneto and hero clicks. Sorry to interrupt.
Nope.
I got to tell the story. I had Professor Xavier and I had Magneto, and I actually beat Kingdom Come Superman with that comic.
I can see that. And Magneto, the House of M.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you could just go on forever.
I actually got that series. It's a good series.
He was awesome, man.
I need to come chill here and read that. The only House of M comic I ever got to read was a Spider-Man one, where I had no context of anything going on, and I was confused as hell. I was just like, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna look at the illustration.
He doesn't have like almost every one of them at the mall.
I think it's like $1. Yeah.
Huh.
But you can read them all here if you want to.
I love Uncanny X-Men though. I mean, what can you say about it? Just everything you've ever wanted in comics. They do it all.
I still got my very first Uncanny X-Men comic. It's an annual, but
yeah,
isn't there? Now, see, I'm not too up to date on the X-Men stuff. I'm real spotty with them. Isn't there like a comic after Wolverine before he gets his adamantium skeleton back? Like he goes Magneto or something like that goes to hit Magneto. Magneto goes to like do what he always does to him and just like no. And he actually like Magneto goes to do it, and all of a sudden Wolverine just comes around and just clocks him. I think that like Wolverine's one gratification moment when he finally gets to hit like Magneto or Eric, whatever, inside the face.
Wolverine's got some cool stuff he does.
I know there was one series. It was when Magneto was pretending to be Zorn, and he screwed up the X-Men pretty bad, and Wolverine actually chopped his head off.
Mm-hmm.
He slit his throat one. I can't remember exactly, but That might be the one you're talking about.
I remember because I remember, man, it's been so long. I remember just Wolverine had that one moment when he finally got to get some gratification of the one mutant that just had his number.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can just go on all night about X-Men.
Yeah. I will, if you let me.
let's take it in another gear. This is the part of the show, guys, where we're going to actually discuss. We're going to take our personal opinions out of it. We're going to discuss what we think is probably just the greatest comic book series of all time, just because of what they are, what they've accomplished, where they've got comic book series too. Let's start at the top one. We're going to start at the top on this one and work our way down to number 5. So, what do you guys think? What do you think is actually the greatest comic book series of all time?
Superman. Superman's the alpha and omega. I've said this before, and I'll keep saying it.
Are we going with top to bottom? Or
Yeah, we're going to start at number 1.
Oh, we're starting number 1.
Yeah. What do you think? You think that's right?
Actually, thinking about it, yeah.
It's hard to argue with the Superman point,
Mhm.
just because without that Action Comics number 1, there is no other. There is no DC. There's no Marvel.
Exactly.
There is no Spider-Man. There's just nothing.
I mean, even if you don't like him, when one comic or a comic book movie does well, all comic-related material does well.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Superman, he started everything.
Yeah, he's that foundation. His impact, I think, is just beyond measure, just because of that reason. You know what I mean? You gotta get up for DC. I don't really like DC that much, but they really laid the foundation, man.
Yeah.
God, I mean, what can you say about Superman? His villains, Doomsday, Darkseid.
Lex Luthor.
Yeah, Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor is probably.
So sick of Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor gives me hope. I can become an accountant and be like, I can take down Superman. Numbers. Behold, Superman, the IRS wants to repo your Fortress of Solitude. You have not paid your taxes in over. How old are you?
I feel like the fans got so tired of that he almost had to make Doomsday and Darkseid
Yeah,
stuff.
I was about to say he's got to be like the most hated villain ever.
There was just no argument.
I mean, it got kind of interesting when Lex got like the mechanical suit, but I mean, Superman, it didn't last.
What do you think the second best would be?
I'm looking at our old list, and we got down Amazing Spider-Man, and I'm kind of with that. Like,
Yeah.
I can see Amazing Spider-Man being
Oh yeah,
in the top.
I think they had made Marvel.
Hmm.
That was their big book, man, for years and years and years and years.
Yeah, I gotta go with. I agree with that one.
It's hard to argue with Amazing Spider-Man. You know, in the comic book world, it's just, I mean, maybe not in the movie and the film world because they've kind of done them kind of weird.
Yeah.
But comic world, I mean, that's up there.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? They just kind of threw him in there as a character, and everybody loved him, and they're like, oh, he's getting his own series then. And the next thing you know, you've got Amazing Spider-Man,
Oh yeah.
which is just huge. We've talked about it. I mean, what more is there to say?
I feel like after number 2, we're all going to start disagreeing.
Yeah. If I had to go with the number 3, I'd have to say Batman.
Oh, I'm about to say Batman too.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be hard. It's hard to argue with Batman. Just
Yeah, Batman.
it's one of those rare occasions where, I mean, it's almost like the villains almost overshadow it. Because he's the
Batman's-
greatest villains of all time.
I
I mean,
mean,
you can kind of argue Amazing Spider-Man with that, but Batman's villains.
Batman and Amazing Spider-Man are awfully close.
Oh, God.
But I mean, think about all the material Batman's had. I mean, even the old Adam West. I remember growing up as a kid and being like, I'm going to punch you so hard, a little icon's going to pop up and be like, bow, just to tell you how hard I hate you.
Yeah, wow. Oh God, man, Batman just. And I'm not a big DC fan. You know, I've said that already, but
Oh, there is something you guys should check out. If you ever get a hold of the 1960s Batman movie, because they made a movie for the series,
Yeah.
check out the commentary and watch the movie, because it's him and the guy that played Robin. I can't think of his name right
Oh,
now.
did you guys hear Adam West pitch a cameo idea to Ben Affleck for the Batman movie that they're making?
Really?
Yeah, so there's a possible Adam West guest appearance in the
That
new
would be
Batman.
great.
Yeah.
I don't know why they ain't done that yet.
Adam West pitched to Ben Affleck. We'll find out about
that would
it.
be
I think
neat.
Ben Affleck would do it too.
Oh yeah.
Ben Affleck's a good Batman. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty satisfied.
He's doing a very good Frank Miller
Yeah,
representation.
the older Batman.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I just hope to God they do not get Anna Patrick or whatever that girl's name is to come in and be Robin. I do not. You cannot skip over all the other Robins. And plus, especially when they've already established Jason Todd has been the one killed off by Joker.
Oh yeah.
So either give us Tim Drake or Damian, and by good God, you better give us Nightwing.
Man, just Batman. Just like I'm gonna chirp back to the villains again, man. I mean, is there any villain more iconic than the Joker?
I was gonna say the Penguin.
Really?
No.
Well, I mean, the Penguin's big too. I mean, it's everybody.
I mean,
Riddler,
it turned-
Two-Face.
Yeah, but sometimes I've even said Penguin to people and they look at me funny. But you say Joker, everybody knows who the Joker is.
Yeah.
What's funny, to be honest, everyone knows who the Joker is, but nobody knows who the Joker is. What was it? There was one comic where Joker's cousin Melvin almost says his name. He says J-A, like J, and then the Joker cuts him off. So, like, nobody knows who the hell
They kind of hinted around the DC Rebirth that they were going to reveal him. Remember?
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
DC Rebirth has 3 Jokers.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, they got 3 of them.
They were going to hint around that they were going to reveal who he really was. So, maybe one day. What do you think number 4 would be?
Well, we wrote down Fantastic Four a few months back.
Okay.
But
Hold on,
I'm kinda
before you
throwing-
answer this,
Uh-huh.
who was the first, like, team up? Was it X-Men, Fantastic Four, Avengers? I know Justice League was there. Justice League was an answer to the Marvel's Avengers.
Oh, Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four was the first big Marvel book they
Was
came
it?
out with.
I think that was Spider-Man once.
Yeah.
No, I mean as a team, not just a solo hero.
Oh,
No, it wasn't. Fantastic Four.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, because
Oh, okay.
they know there's a great story where Stan Lee was going to quit comics, and they said, well, if you're going to quit, you make a comic book that you like, and he made the Fantastic Four, and it just took off, and everybody loved it. Because he made them real, and they don't have problems, and they were more human than most superheroes, and people loved it, man. And Fantastic Four really, when you look at the impact of Fantastic Four, they really made they put Stan Lee in a position where he could make all these other great characters. There would be no X-Men, there would be no Amazing Spider-Man without that. Because if he would just quit and never turn in Fantastic Four, you never would have had these great ideas.
Then my vote has to go for Fantastic Four if they were the first actual team of superheroes.
They
just
were.
because they set up, like what you said, X-Men and all the other people.
They were bargain, if you want, unless you want to count Batman and Robin.
No, that would probably don't count that because that was sidekicks. And if you guys noticed, Marvel hates sidekicks. But no, sidekick and the team aspect was not what I was quite setting up. I mean, because of the Fantastic Four, like you said, we got X-Men, we got the Avengers, we got Justice
they
League.
They laid the road for all that, man. I mean, just that's what saved Stan Lee's career. If you really want to say it, so it's hard not to put him in the top 5 list.
Human Torch was actually not one of Stan Lee's creative
No.
characters.
It would come from another book.
Yeah, he was from like Marvel Tales
Yeah,
or
he
something
kind of
weird
stole
like
him. Kind of took him.
that. Yeah, he did. Just like he did Captain America. He brought him back because he really enjoyed
He
it.
brought Captain America back to life.
I learned all that in English class because I had to write an essay and I was like, well, I'm writing about comic books.
Yeah. That's what I made
I know my teacher hated it, but I still got an A on it.
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
real written, real research. What do you think number 5 be? What do you think if you're going to have to put one last spot? We gonna put it.
Uncanny X-Men?
I'm going with the first thing that popped in my head, the Incredible Hulk.
Ooh, that is really debatable because Incredible Hulk
He's
pretty awesome.
He is, but I mean, you can't. I just think of overall impact on the comic book world. Uncanny X-Men had a bigger impact.
They did come out with the first movie. Well, Incredible Hulk though had a TV series.
That's true.
yeah.
But I think you have to go with Uncanny X-Men because I just think that I don't know, man. The Hulk's big, but he's not as big as the X-Men in my opinion.
I mean,
I'd be
hold on.
biased.
You know what? I want to retract that. I'm gonna have to go with Wonder Woman. She was, from far as I know, she was one of the first female heroines that actually got big. And
I kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to pick a top 5.
It is hard. It's hard because you got to leave so many of them out.
Yeah.
but like I said, I only said Incredible Hulk because that's the first thing that popped in my
I
head.
think
But now I think
Wonder
about it,
Woman's a good one, but I mean, I don't know if she really impacted the way the X-Men did.
Dude,
X-Men had
she
so
was
many,
the first female.
I know, but you got to think about all the political things that you're talking about that, but think about all the political things that X-Men tackled. I mean, they pretty much tackled race. I mean, that's pretty much what it was. It's about race.
This is right there.
Yeah, I mean, this is right there in segregation. You think they really tackled the race thing, and they put instead of race, they made it where everybody's hating mutants instead of race.
I gotta go with Wonder Woman. I feel like she pulled more women into the comic world.
That is true because my sister did get into comic books.
Did she really?
Yeah.
He's got a point there.
That'd be hard. That's hard to kind of pick the number 5.
I'm going with Wonder Woman, but that's my vote.
What are you thinking?
If I pick, it's going to be biased, and I want to say Uncanny X-Men because I'm a big Uncanny X-Men fan.
But maybe that's why. Because it's so popular. It's just so big.
Wonder Woman's pretty popular.
Well, Uncanny X-Men's got a lot of female heroines in it.
They do, but they didn't come first.
That's true.
Sometimes the first thing's the best.
Such as Deathstroke and Deadpool.
Which Wonder Woman is coming pretty big now.
Yeah, I mean she's
The movie looks awesome.
Yeah, the actress is hot.
Can't wait to
But if we want to talk about movies,
I'd kidnap her.
Uncanny X-Men or just X-Men in general just kind of started the whole comic book movie phase.
Yeah. Actually, no. Spider-Man started the whole comic book with Tobey Maguire. Not Tobey Maguire.
Did that come first?
What was his name?
No, I
I
think
thought
X-Men
X-Men came
came first. X-Men came out like the 90s.
No, it was like 2000.
Was it?
2000 or
It was
2000.
around the millennium.
It was right for 9/11 because I remember I started reading comics.
Yeah, Spider-Man is what set the superhero film world on fire.
Or was it Blade?
Blade had nothing.
Blade got 3 of them, man. He got 3 movies.
He did get 3 movies, but that's because Wesley Snipes loved that character, and the movies didn't do horrible.
Do you remember watching Blade when you was in grade school? That's awesome.
To be quite honest, I didn't know Blade was even a superhero until I caught him in a Spider-Man comic.
Still, that was cool, man. That's a cool movie. What are you looking at here?
I was just seeing which one came first.
You got Wikipedia everything.
I'm sorry.
I gotta say, X-Men, I don't feel like it's what did it.
Actually,
go to
Captain America came first.
They'll fact check.
Oh, you mean the old Captain America movie where you see him throw a shield and it's on wires and you can still see the wires?
Oh, Howard the Duck.
Apparently, 1944 he came out with the movie.
Howard the Duck was the first one.
Punisher came out in 1989. Captain America again.
What?
That's the one you're
That's
talking about. Came out in 90. Huh? Yeah,
Unreleased.
It was unreleased. It wasn't
Good.
any good. X-Men came out 2000.
Yeah, see, X-Men came out. Blade was first, though.
Blade.
Blade was. And Captain America came out.
There was a fantastic. Oh wow, that was unreleased.
Yeah, Spider-Man came out in like 02. It was a little bit later.
But Spider-Man is what did it. That's what set the whole cinematic thing on fire. Not Spider-Man 3 though.
X2 came out in 2003, so they already had a sequel in works then. If it came out that soon after Spider-Man.
It was X-Men 1 was good.
Mm-hmm.
X-Men 2 was alright, and then just went downhill.
It was just all weird after that.
X-Men 2. You mean Wolverine?
Yeah, it was back to the Wolverine.
It was just all weird after that. Because then you got Daredevil and X2 and Hulk and Spider-Man 2 and Blade Trinity.
You know, while we're on it, let's talk about
Elektra. Who made Elektra?
Hold on, since we got this list up, I want to talk about some god awful superhero movies. Elektra.
I know. We'll do the top 5 worst superhero movies one day. That's about all we really got time for today.
We didn't really decide on the top number 5.
Whatever. That discussion over the years.
Okay.
I just want to thank you guys for listening. If you like the top 5s, we do them every week. It airs Saturday night at 8 p.m. You can catch us all back here. Next week, we've got a really good episode. We're going to do the top 5 comic book villains of all time. So that'd be a pretty interesting debate. See who.
I think I know what every single one of our top ones are going to be.
Yeah.
Maybe not. But we'll do. That's part of our comic book special here for the couple episodes. Also, guys, check out the Weekly Loop podcast with your host, Anthony Williamson.
That's me.
Joining us here. Thanks for being a guest here today.
It's my apartment.
We're not getting paid for this.
Oh, we're not?
That's you're the host. You got to pay us.
Oh, man. Hey, John, cigarettes.
Oh,
But just thanks for listening, guys. If you enjoyed this or the Weekly Loop podcast, one last thing before we go, we've also got another podcast in works that our very good friend Comic Junkie is going to be hosting. It's still in the works, still in pre-production, still working on the thing. So stay tuned for that. We'll give you some more hints about that and maybe have it up soon. Just thanks for this, guys. If you like The Weekly Loop, you can check us out on social media at theweeklyloop.com on Twitter, the facebook.com /
slash
not Facebook. That's what it was like. Also, guys, if you didn't catch us on our opening night, you can download us on iTunes. We're also on Stitcher if you like to listen while you drive. Pretty much anywhere podcasts can be found. Just check us out, guys. Thanks for listening, and always
Happy looting.